Hey everyone, it's so good to have my good friend Najwa Zebian here. We basically met on Instagram pretty much. But she has the most insightful little nuggets, as I like to call it, of truth. Nuggets of truth. So I feel like this is a great opportunity for you to show some of the people that follow me on YouTube a little bit about what you think would be helpful to them. I know that we all obviously are a lot more alike than we think in life, and we all struggle with the same problems and issues, and that's why I connected so deeply with all of your writings.
You could go on Instagram, like you mentioned, Olivia, like, I'm here with Najwa. What do you guys want to know? We're doing a YouTube video right now because it seems that this is coming.
Yeah, ask me a question.
Okay. You guys, I'm here with Najwa Zebian.
Hello.
She is an author who is also a dear friend of mine, and her books are Mind Platter, Nectar of Pain, and Sparks of Phoenix. And I'm sure some of you guys know Najwa already, but she's here. We're filming a YouTube video, and we basically wanted to hear what you guys think that we should discuss. Talk about losing someone that you love. Oh, I love that one. Okay. Talk about mental illness. That's a good one. Y'all like avocados? Yeah.
Yes.
I actually have some right there. Okay, so according to the live video, things that people would like us to discuss is self-love, forgiveness, mental illness, positivity, shame and guilt, losing someone that you love, or grief and insecurities. Okay, so a lot of people wanted to know how you can achieve self-love, which obviously everybody has days where they feel like they don't even know who they are. You can't identify with yourself. You're struggling with something, you're put down, and you can't get out of the funk.
Yes.
That happens to everyone, which I think is a very important thing to know. But what would you give, what advice would you give to someone who's really struggling with self-love, and what tools would you give them to help themselves?
So one thing that I find people get wrong about self-love is that they think it's all the external things that could bring us joy, like going out shopping or going to a spa or whatever, because that's the advice that you normally get. And I always say that could be part of self-love, the fact that you're giving yourself time to do things that make you feel good. But self-love is not specifically about the external factors, it's about the internal factors. If you were to view yourself as a loved one, you are going to give yourself time to process what you're going through. You're going to be compassionate with yourself. You're going to understand and be forgiving with your own self. And that, to me, is the definition of self-love.
So like, yeah, we all have pain, but you have to be empathetic with yourself, and you have to sometimes even just allow yourself to be sad, especially if you're going through a really tough time. It's normal to go through the stages of grief, or to go through the stages of any sort of loss, and that means that you do have to be sad, but you will eventually go through, get on the other end. I always say the best way, the only way out is through.
Yes, exactly. It's okay to be on social media and to share things on social media, but as long as you're not defining your whole worth by that social media, and as long as you're not defining other people's worth and their stories by their social media as well, as long as you're looking in deeper, a little bit deeper.
And then in general, something that I struggle with, something that I see a lot of other people struggling with, especially with social media, is external validation, needing to feel, basing your worth on somebody else's interpretation of your value, which is something that's really painful because, of course, not everyone's going to like you. Some people are going to hate you just because they hate themselves. Some people are just going to hate you because they want to hate you. And that's something that I used to be really sensitive toward. Social media is not real life, but
it's not.
It is a place where we can do a lot of great things, like uplift each other, inspire one another, tell a story, but at the end of the day, it's like watching a movie. It's not real.
It all comes down to, what are we looking for from this world? How much validation do we want from the external world instead of from ourselves?
I know.
So when somebody ghosts you or ignores you, I'm sure everyone listening to this has gone through either a friendship or a relationship or something where you're trying so hard to explain yourself to someone, and to show your feelings and they're not reciprocating in any way.
I just saw something the other day. So ghosting is when they just completely fall face first.
Yeah.
But there's something else now called zombieing, which is when somebody completely ignores you, falls on the face of the earth, and then like a year later they come back from the dead.
Feelings are visitors. They visit you and then they leave. Don't let them stay.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're hurt a little bit, then let it go. Then let it leave. It's not yours to carry. So same thing with social media. When you're really angry at someone, how do you forgive them? It's very difficult. I think step number one is redefining what forgiveness is. So we tend to believe that if you hurt me in some way, I might believe that if I forgive you, that means that what you did to me was okay. And so I get stuck there, right? I get stuck there and I say, but what you did wasn't okay. So I'm holding on to this pain like a precious thing that I want to protect, because it's easier to blame someone for your pain than it is for you to just say, you know what? Everybody goes through pain. This person chose to hurt me, and me forgiving them does not mean that what they did to me was okay. It just means that it no longer controls me. It no longer holds power over me.
Like they don't realize that the only person that they're really genuinely at the end of the day hurting by not forgiving is themselves. So it's like, it's also, I think, like a conscious decision that you have to make of, okay, I forgive you.
Yes. It's just about you saying, I'm letting this pain go. That's it. That's what forgiveness is.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's choosing to no longer resist, like just to let go. But that is so hard when you are going through a lot of turmoil. Like it's so hard in the moment, but you're right. It's like, that is the right thing to do. But what I would like to know too is like, what are some tools that we can give people who are struggling with that idea of just letting go and forgiveness? Like forgiveness is an act of letting go. Like you have to stop trying to control a situation. You have to forgive. It's like, do you write that person a letter? Do you meditate? Do you throw things at a wall and break shit? I'm just kidding, but yeah, like what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. I will just sit down and write what's hurting me right now. What does it feel like? Why do I hate this feeling that I'm living with right now? And putting it out on paper or talking about it to somebody that you love or trust, or expressing it somehow in an artistic way, is a way of release.
Acceptance. So the idea of acceptance is something that I struggle with a lot. It's it's resistance basically.
Yes.
Sometimes I just want to avoid what's really happening, and part of that is avoiding acceptance instead of just kind of like going with the flow of what's happening, accepting it for what it is, and letting life lead the way and letting the universe lead the way. Instead I try to control things and manipulate them, and in that I just end up in more pain.
Yes. So do you find that you're sometimes stuck in anger with whatever happened, or that you don't want to deal with it? You're in denial that something.
No, not really in denial. I'm more like a fixer, so like I want to like fix it.
Yeah.
I want to change it.
But you can't fix everything.
And manipulate
right?
it, but you can't.
In The Nectar of Pain, I wrote, sometimes our need for closure delays the closure. So sometimes your need to fix something, the way that you want to fix it, delays it being fixed.
Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that, because you're dwelling on a process that isn't going to come on your time.
And you can't fix everything. The only thing that you can control is yourself and what you choose to do with your time.
So what do you have going on? What's next for you? What can we look out for?
So I just put out Sparks of Phoenix in March. Yeah.
Sparks of Phoenix.
My third book, and it's a beautiful book. It talks about the fall and rise of our souls, just like the fall and rise of a phoenix.
Okay, and also you can follow Najwa. Her page on Instagram is Najwa Zebian, and then also on YouTube and everything.
YouTube, Facebook, I'm everywhere. Yeah.
So follow her there, and then Any other questions you guys have for Najwa, just put them in the comments and then we'll get back to you and let you know what you want to know and you can answer them.
Yes.
And also check out her page, check out all of her books. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that she helped you as much as all of her books and herself have helped me. And maybe we'll have her back. So if you guys have other things you want to talk about, let us know and we can have Najwa come back.